Recently on his Ark Insanity podcast, Bryce Mitchell made some controversial comments that a lot of people did not like. So now Karate Combat is setting up a match between him and Israeli fighter Eli Barzelai. This is next Friday, Karate Combat 53 in Denver, the Pit Submission Series. So it's a grappling match at 180 pounds, so 35 more pounds than Bryce normally fights at in the UFC. He fights in the featherweight division. Eli Barzilai is also an MMA fighter, but he fights one weight class higher than Bryce in the lightweight division. He's an undefeated prospect from LFA. He's 6-0. The hype is real, according to him. That's his nickname, and he's 5-0 in LFA. Some reactions to this matchup. Whoever put this fight together knew what they were doing. If Bryce didn't make any comments, this matchup would have never been put together. Maybe some people don't like that this matchup is in some sense based on some sort of divisiveness, but I guess Karate Combat's argument would be they're just trying to capitalize on the topical news story and get people to watch their show. My idea was better. Bryce Mitchell versus two Ngannous. Sean Strickland is a big fan of this matchup. He says Germany versus Israel. LMAO. Who y'all got? Bryce about to sleep this boy, then pull out his Bible and drop a wild post-fight interview. 80 years in the making. This is how you get fans to watch grappling. No way this is real. For anyone who doesn't know, Eli was number 2 in the world and is a European champion in jiu-jitsu. Younger, fresher, and more motivated. He got this. Bryce definitely has some solid grappling skills in the MMA realm. Will that translate to pure jiu-jitsu? We'll find out next week. Bryce is listed as a black belt in BJJ. You don't see him often wearing that belt or a seat belt. Some people are more surprised that Bryce is competing at 180 more than anything else. Bryce grappling at 180, WTF. I'm a free speech absolutist, but kind of effed up that companies are going out of their way to profit from Bryce being a restart. Talking about Karate Combat capitalizing on this situation, but ultimately they did a really good job. I mean, people are talking about this. Nobody knew Eli Barzilai before this. Now people know Eli Barzilai. If he was competing in the Pit Submission Series against some other guy, no one would have talked about it. If Bryce Mitchell was competing in the Pit Submission Series against some random, not many people would be talking about this, but this has a lot of people talking about it. Why can UFC fighters do this but not box? Yeah, like, you're probably not going to get concussed in a grappling match, but some people do get seriously injured grappling. Whoever arranged this understood the assignment here. It's a setup. They're going to be waiting on Bryce with pitchforks. Who are you rooting for, Ariel?
Eli Barzilai representing Israel against Bryce Mitchell, who, of course, it must be said, was caught in the crossfire just a couple of weeks ago when on the very first episode of Ark Insanity, he went on this disgusting rant about Adolf Hitler and about what he was trying to do back when he was alive and in power, and about Jewish people. And so they are, let's be honest, tapping right into it. This is going to be a very emotionally charged. Like, well, Eli is quite outspoken. And I did ask yesterday if, Mitchell joined the fray as a result of everything that happened. And they said that no, they had something in place with him before all of this. But of course, I mean, it's the elephant in the room. I mean, look at the poster. Look at the poster. Look at the flag. With an Israeli flag. Yeah. I mean, and I think it's going to be very emotionally charged. And GC, you use the word ridiculous. I don't know what's ridiculous, what's not anymore. Longtime fans will remember that Noad Lahat was booked against Ramzi Nijam back in the day. Nijam, a proud Palestinian fighter, Noad Lahat representing Israel. That was a fight that the UFC booked probably around 10 or so years ago now. At that moment, the times weren't as emotional as they are right now. But I think this is Karate Combat just if you want to say capitalizing on a moment and a situation. And I think Eli Barzilai, I have not spoken to him, is all over this. 2 weeks ago, Eli Barzilai posted on Instagram this: Thug Nasty, you are brave with your opinions in front of the camera. Disappointed to hear that from an athlete in your level because I had no idea that you're dumb. But Josh, meaning Emmett, probably destroyed that brain. Me and my Jewish friends will not be quiet about that. If you really think like that, I welcome you to keep that same energy next time you are around me, because I will come right to you. Enough with the stupid people around. They feel too comfortable. This was 2 weeks ago, 1,800 likes. He's going for it, and they're capitalizing on it. No denying, I'm a very proud Jewish person. What Bryce Mitchell said was stupid. It was idiotic. It was dumb. It was unfounded. It was insulting. Jewish people have had to eat a lot of shit over the past year and a half, and I know a lot of people will be very excited about the opportunity of a proud Jew going up against someone who believes the things that Bryce Mitchell believes in. Is that what fight sports are about? Is that what it should be about? I don't know. I don't know what to believe anymore. Today's been a very tough day after what we saw in the Middle East, and I'm not going to get into all of that.
Roberto Soldic got a first-round knockout and won championship, face-planted the guy, and added a super necessary shot afterwards.
In this sport, things move very fast. I was on a vacation last week, got a call, and said, hey, what do you think about fighting Paddy Pimblett in April? And I said, well, Hunter, April's only 8 weeks away. I like to put down about 4 weeks of training before I go into an 8-week camp. Let me think about it. Next day, flew to Vegas, sat down with him in his office. We talked through everything, and we made the decision. Fighting Paddy Pimblett, Miami, April 12th. Because a imperfect plan implemented now is better than a perfect plan implemented months from now. And in this sport, things move fast. Here we go. I like the matchup. Love the matchup, actually. I respect Paddy. I think Paddy's a skilled fighter. I think he's still got a bright future, but I think he's going to run into a buzzsaw named Michael Chandler on April 12th. And as always, I will be the most entertaining guy that steps inside the octagon that night. I will have everybody on their feet. I will have everybody on the edge of their seat. And typical Chandler fashion, we're going out there with one goal in mind, and that's to separate our opponent from consciousness. So, can't wait. We head into training camp today, and for the next 8 weeks, we're going to be getting after it. Thank you guys for being with me on this journey. God bless. I'll see you at the top.
Bilal says, I stole Leon's belt and his opponent. Try and steal a personality while you're at it. Why don't you try and steal some Ozempic so you stop looking like a fat sausage?
Fat sausage.
Parker won't be fighting Dubois on Saturday in Riyadh. Dubois fell ill, so they're looking for a replacement for him on short notice. Some people want Joshua to do it. Clarissa Shields got suspended by her home state of Michigan for testing positive for marijuana. Former UFC fighter Jordan Meehan fighting in Samurai MMA on March 7th.